Okay. Oh. Oh. सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् I think verse 12, right? Ramachandranji, right? Today? You have to unmute yourself, Ramachandranji.
So I'll start the chanting of verses up till I think 22 we have completed, and then or 23 I think.
We have to go to 23 today.
Today, okay, fine. Then I will go to verse number 12 and then explain.
You can chant till 12, explain 12, and then continue with the other verses.
Okay, okay, okay. तपोभिक्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्ष्योऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते बोधोऽन्यसाधनेभ्यो हि साक्षान्मोक्षैकसाधनम् पाकस्य वह्निवज्ञानम् विना मोक्षो न सिद्ध्यति अविरोधितया कर्म नाविद्यां विनिवर्तयेत् विद्या विद्यां निहन्त्येव तेजस्तिमिरसङ्गवत् परिच्छिन्न इवाज्ञानात् तन्नाशे सति केवलः स्वयं प्रकाशते ह्यात्मा मेघापाये अंशुमानिव अज्ञानकलुषं जीवं ज्ञानाभ्यात् साद्विनिर्मलम् कृत्वा ज्ञानं स्वयं नश्येत् जलं कतकरेणुवत् संसारः स्वप्नतुल्यो हि रागद्वेषादिसङ्कुलः स्वकाले सत्यवद्भाति प्रबोधे सद्भवेत् Tavat satyam jagadbhati shuktikarajatam yatha yavanyayate brahma sarvadishtanamadvayam upadane khiladhare jaganti parameshware sargastitilayan yanti budbudani vavarini sachidatmanyunusyute nitye vishnau prakalpitaha vyaktayo vividha sarva hatake katakadivat yatha kasho rishikesho nanopadigato vibhuhu tadvedad bhinnavad bhati tanashe kevalo bhavet nanopadivasadeva jati varna shramadayah atmanyaropitastoye rasavarnadi bhedavat panchīkrita mahabhuta sambhavam karma sanchitam shariram sukha dukkhanam bhogaya tana muchyate. Okay. I'm just having a plan to explain briefly about verse 12. This verse 12 is all about how the gross physical body is formed, and then it gets develops, and the complete nature of its origin. All these things it describes about that. Now let us let us understand each this thing word by word. Panchikrita Mahabhuta Sambhavam. It mentions that Panchikrita Mahabhuta Sambhavam means the 5 elements, they undergo a process of division and mutual combination. That is all about the Panchikrita Mahabhuta Sambhavam. These are the 5 elements, how they form. And Karma Sanchitam. See, Karma Sanchitam means it's all how these 5 elements form, and then it gives you a gross physical body, is based on the karmas that we do. It's all we ourselves define and give to determine what kind of body we should get. That is all about karma sanchitam. It's all based on one's own past actions and karma. And the next line, shariram sukha dukkhanam bhogaya tana muchyate. Say, what uchyate means what it tells or speaks about. See, shariram means the gross body. For the sake of this sukham and dukkham, to experience sukham and dukkham, we have a form of body, and that body is bhoga. For experiencing this, the gross physical body is all that is formed now. That is what is being mentioned. So that is what is mentioned by this. Now let us understand how the gross body is made up of. It is made up of broadly that 5 elements. Which are the elements? They are the earth, then the water, you have fire, air, and ether. Say, let us say earth is all about our smell, and water is about our taste, and fire determines the sight, what I can see, the form, how I get to see and visualize and experience the form, and touch. All this whatever we have, that is determined by the air, that is defined by that. And ether is about the sound. We always know that Omkara is always prevalent, widely prevalent. That was the origin from where the whole universe has evolved. So that is the sound that is there in the ether. Now, how the grossified elements form the physical body, that is one aspect we'll be just discussing about. And this Atman, that is the gross physical body is temporarily an abode for this Atman. That is the tent to have it's called the tent of experience. How it happens, and how this Atman gets into this. It's a temporary upadhi, you can say, almost. The physical body becomes a upadhi for the soul's experience, and in the process, it undergoes through the birth, growth, decay, and death. All these things happen by the gross physical body, and the Atman, which is always revealing as a super consciousness behind the three layers. What are the three layers? One is the uh, Stula Sharira, that is our gross physical body, what we are able to having now. And then Sukshma Sharira, they are all the Tanmatras, the five elements that we have. And the Karana Sharira, that is the causal body, which is always behind all this. That from the causal body, you have the Sukshma Sharira has come, and the Stula Sharira is coming from the Sukshma Sharira. Now let us understand how the physical body has been formed. To quote a simple example, I said that five elements are there. They undergo a process of division and then recombination. Let us take a simple example. Let us say Aarti madam is calling us to her farm one day and said, come on, I'll invite all of you for a meditation or some kind of a discussion class and all. And then we are about five people who are many people, all of them are invited due to various reasons. Only about five people are able to take up this opportunity of going to the farm, and then we are sitting. Madam is asking us, please each of you bring two fruits. What you do with the two fruits is you have one fruit as a whole piece. The remaining fruit you make into four parts, because there are about five people. You have to share, each one of you, we have got to share the fruits and all. So one fruit is what we are having. We are carrying two fruits, and one fruit is what we are carrying. The other fruit, which has been cut into four pieces, madam is asking, please share it with all the people. But that is how we are going to have this thing, get to a meeting and all that, get together. And so in that process, each one of us will be giving to the other four of our people one piece of it. Similarly, everyone has been instructed to make one as one piece and the other piece as the four pieces. So everyone will be sharing with each other one piece. So they'll be retaining one piece. The other four pieces will be coming. So what is happening is each of the five elements as a one major piece, there will be one piece, and then the 1/8 of it, which is that half of it divided into four, that becomes 1/8. So each of us will be having one. So when we are consuming it, it means that we have consumed all the five fruits. So our physical body is also something like that only, that we get five pieces, and then it's all made up of the five basic gross elements. This is how the Panchatan matras are being Panchikarana has taken place of all the Panchatan matras. This is how it happens, and so we get a physical body. Now the important point is who is going to have. See, each body will have a major element, so it's all determined by our this thing. So what to quote in a simple way, say I like mangoes, so I'll be bringing. I'll tell I'll get two mangoes. Somebody else will say I'll get two oranges because they like oranges, and another person says I like apples. So what is happening? See, everything is a thought process. It's our own desire, our own thoughts, our own emotions. All these things determine what is going to be the predominant fruit which we'll be consuming. That will be our physical element. That will be the gross physical element. So that is how the body is going to be determined. Each of us will have one characteristic, major constituent of it, and the remaining, all the things would be formed in this. So this is how the Tanmatras are all subdivided and panchikarana happens. So what happens is we are determining in for the future also. See, we have got a physical body, and then how we are going to use this physical body, how we are going to think, what is going to be our emotions, how we act. All these things is going to determine will be a seed for the next birth. So we have to be very careful in how we are going to execute our this thing. So Swamiji Chinmayandaji in his discourse, he says that now be very careful. Now you have got a body which is based on the all the activities, karmas that you have done. Now you have to burn all these karmas and then get into a better this thing. The next body should be a better vehicle for you to realize your jivan mukti, or this thing. To realize the God's this thing. So what he says, all of us will have to think of all the good things, and then we have to do the good activities, so that the seed that we are going to bring out will be a better seed when the new vehicle will be a better vehicle. So we have to be very careful that we shouldn't curse ourselves. Oh, look at my fate, what I have got. No, that is not done. That is going to be a negative emotion. At the same time, we shouldn't be overjoyed. Look, I'm so rich, I'm so happy, I've got. Any kind of ego is negative. There shouldn't be, nothing should be ego. You're just enacting a particular role that you're going to have. That is all that is happening. I would like to bring in here a beautiful verse from Lalita Sahasranamam, which mentions about this Panchakarna, this thing. Say, the third verse in Lalita Sahasranam beautifully brings out this aspect. Why we should be taking, we should be divine, and then why should be oriented. That verse is Mano Rupekshu Kodanda Pancha Tanmatra Sayaka Nijaruna Prabhapura Majjad Brahmanda Mandala. Now let us imagine, this is something which is a very interesting verse. You may have got the meaning of it, but I would like to add a little more this thing, this in context to this. Say Mano Rupekshu. What is Mano? Mano is all about mind. Rupa is a particular this thing, a form or something that we give. Rupa. And Ikshu means sugar cane. Mano Rupekshu Kodanda. Kodanda is what? A bow. See, Goddess Lalita is having in one of her hands the sugarcane bow, which is a very, very significant one. Why this thing sugarcane is coated? It has got a very subtle this thing implication. See, sugarcane, it's very sweet, but it has got a tough exterior, and then it has got certain notes. These notes, see, actually sugarcane itself, what Goddess Lalitambika is holding, represents our gross physical body. The whole, see, we have got our this thing, say, you can say these 7 chakras are there, they are also similar to that. See, how do you realize this thing, the nectarine taste of sugarcane? When you crush it. See, when you crush it, you get the sweet taste of sugarcane, and then you take it. You feel so happy, ananda. So Goddess is now telling you, showing you through a physical example, that when you crush this sugarcane, just as Mano Rupekshu, Manas is means the mind. Mind is all about ego. Now, when you crush the ego, what you get is pure ananda, pure happiness. So what she's telling is, I'm holding this sugarcane only to, as a symbol, only to tell you that you have to crush it. Just by having it, you won't get it. So you crush all your emotions, thoughts, everything, the ego particularly. Once you crush all this, then you will be able to realize the this happiness, what I'm going to give you, what is the happiness, what you have come to realize in me, that you will be able to experience. So that is the significance of this Manu Rupekshu Kodanda, Pancha Tanmatra Sayaka. Today, luckily, I think we have progressed this much. Probably through 3-4 months back, I wouldn't have understood what this Tanmatra is and all. Thanks to RTG, she has been able to explain what is Tanmatra. I have understood. So here also it says that Pancha Tanmatra basically means Pancha Tanmatra Sayaka Manorupeksha Kodanda Pancha Tanmatra Sayaka Nija. Okay. Sayaka means arrows. See, Lalita Ambika is holding arrows, 5 arrows, which are all the 5 arrows are all representing your these elements. Okay. And what kind of arrows they are? They are all flowers. They are not the hard arrows what we imagine. They are all beautiful flowers. What are the flowers? One is a lotus, which is Kamala. And the other one is Rakta Kairava, which is red water lily. And then Kalhara flower is the third this thing arrow. It's all and it's about it represents this is confusion and all. And Indivara is the next flower, and mango flower. So each of these flowers represents one emotion, significant emotion. What Lalitambika Devi is telling us is the moment you are getting lost in any of these emotions, like say Kamala means excitement, and then this red lily represents madness. Suppose you're obsessed with something, or you're overexcited, or you're confused. Come to me. I will take the arrow and then shoot it, and then see that it completely vanishes. It will disappear from you. This is what is meant, and then this is the significance of this beautiful stotra. So what we need to learn from this entire Atma Bodha verse is that we are all a temporary abode. We have falsely identified the self or super consciousness through these physical elements and all, which are gross elements. It is not so. Now, destroy all these thoughts and destroy all the emotions, and then don't identify with the temporariness, temporary nature and all. Simply be focused on this supreme reality, and then you will be able to get the supreme awareness and then happiness. That is what is mentioned in this sloka, as well as the example that I've been able to quote on this. I think, okay, this is about verse number 12. We'll continue to chant the verse number 13, and then we'll go to that. Anyway, thanks to RTG for creating this particular process. I think I missed the class. Among the many classes that I have missed, I missed this class. Once I read the whole thing, I didn't understand what is all this division, multiplication, combination, all this. I didn't understand the mathematics completely. But now that she asked me to explain the class, I said, what a hard luck that I have got the same class which I have not understood, and then madam has asked me to explain. Now I have to understand it completely. Thanks to you for giving this glorious opportunity, and I've been able to understand the essence of this. And we are going to verse number 13. Pancha prana mano buddhi dashendriya samanvitam apanchikrita bhutotham sukshmangam bhoga sadhanam anadya vidya nirvachya karanopadi ruchyate upadhitritaya danya atmanamavadharayet. Panchakoshadi yogena tattanmaya iva stitaha shuddhatma Nilavastradi yogena spatiko yatha vapustushadhibhi koshaihi yuktam yuktya vaghatataha atmana mantaram shuddham vivichya tandulam yata sada sarvagatopyatma na sarvatra bhasate buddhav eva अभासेत स्वच्छेषु प्रतिबिम्बवत् देहेन्द्रियमनोबुद्धि प्रकृतिभ्यो विलक्षणं तद्वृत्ति साक्षिणां विद्यात् आत्मानं राजवत्सदा व्यापृतेष्विन्द्रियेष्वात्मा व्यापारी वाविके विवेकिनां दृश्येभ्रेषु धावत्सु धावन्निव यथा शशि आत्मचैतन्यमाश्रित्य देहेन्द्रियमनोधियः स्वक्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्ते सूर्यालोकं यथा जना देहेन्द्रियगुणात् कर्मण्या मले सच्चिदात्मनि अध्यस्यान्त्य विवेकेन गगने नीलतादिवत् अज्ञानान् मानशोपाधेः कर्तृत्वाधीन चात्मानि कल्प्यन्ते भुगते चंद्रे चलनाधि यथा भसः. Okay, I think we have completed up till 22. We are now going to verse 23.
रागेच्छा सुख दुःखादि बुद्धौ सत्यां प्रवर्तते सुषुप्तौ नास्ति तन्नाशे तस्मात् बुद्धेस्तु नात्मनः. Okay. Anyone who would like to read the word by word meaning?
I can.
Yes, Diva.
Attachment, word by rage, means word by word is or the sentence, ma'am?
No, that word. Ragechu sukha dukkha adi. Raga ichha sukha dukkha.
Dukkhadi, attachment, desire, pleasure, pain, and so on. Buddhau satyam, when mind or intellect functions. Pravartate, are perceived. Sushuptav, in deep sleep. Na, not. Asti, is. Tatanashe, upon its destruction. Tasmat, therefore. Buddhehi, on the mind.
Of
Tu,
the mind.
Of the mind, sorry. Tu, only. Na, not. Atmanam, of the Atman. Attachment, desire, pleasure, pain, and so on are perceived to exist only as long as the mind or intellect functions. They are not perceived in deep sleep when the mind ceases to exist. Therefore, they belong to the mind alone and not the Atman. There is no place for ignorance in the blissful existence of the self, which is omniscient and omnipresent. How can there be darkness before light? And how can the passions that arise in the mind come to stay with Atman? It is the avidya of the individual, his desires for pleasure and attachment to the fruits of his actions that deludes him to the bondage of samsara. A pure mind leads one to greater glory and happiness and ultimately to liberation through the final experience of the true knowledge, whilst the same mind drags the individual down to lower births when it goes at ajnana. Therefore, if we deal suitably with the turbulent mind and quieten its righteous activities, the self is relieved in its infinite glory with no blemish of the Jivatma in him, because attachment, desire, and so on are of the mind and not of the Atman. So long as we are functioning through our mind, we are under the tyranny of attachment, desire, pleasure, pain, and so on. But in deep sleep, when our minds are temporarily ineffective, all these tyrannies are not experienced. When I look through a pair of green goggles, everything looks green. When I look at things with my naked eye, there is no green color, though therefore the greenness is due to the glasses.
We have seen these examples. So why is only the mind referred to here? A question to all of you. So here, what it is saying is, Raga, Ichha, Sukha, Dukkha, Adi, Buddhau, Satyam. Attachment, desire, pleasure, pain are true when the mind is there. These are perceptions, pravartate. In sushupti, in deep sleep, not asti, na asti. Or we don't have any desires, we don't have any pleasure, pain experiences. In sushupti, these are not there. Tannashe, tasmat, buddhe, tu na atman. Because these are part of the mind, they cannot be the self. Because in the deep sleep, this must be, because these go away in sushupti, they are part of the mind and they are not part of the self. So why is only the mind and the self being taken into consideration here? Why is the body not being considered? Why is the world not being considered? Why are the people in the world not being considered? Why is it that only the mind is being considered?
I think it's the mind which experiences, which has variations of thoughts, emotions. The physical body does exist even in the deep sleep state. It also exists in the physically in our this wakeful state. So it doesn't characterize any of these emotions. Say physical body does have certain experiences, but again, it's all in the mind that we experience pain, pleasure, everything. The physical body is just a kind of this thing, a cloth, piece of cloth, you can say a covering. It's the mind which is truly going to experience pain, pleasure, and all. And the mind is also existing in this thing, but except the deep sleep state, in a normal this thing, mind is actively or inactively available. It's in the background, it's working in the background. So there is still certain amount of emotions. We do relate in the dream state also, we do relate with some of the practical things which we have experienced in our life. So that is also
Yeah. So, so even in the dreams, in the dream sleep, but here it is sushupti. It is totally about the deep sleep. Any other answers?
This
Thank you.
world is only in our mind, no. World, others, it's only in our mind, no. The mind is not there, all these things are not there.
Yeah.
The mind who takes in what we see and dilutes what is happening. It is kind of compartmentalizing what we are seeing or what we are feeling. It is mind who gives instructions to the whole body how to feel or what to do next. Without a mind, nothing will work.
Even my perception?
Yes, ma'am, to an extent. If means
No,
you
not to an
feel
extent.
fully
Perception is only mental activity.
mental, exactly.
Yeah, not to an extent, only mental activity.
Perception is because there is mind.
So
Yeah.
basically, when a hospitalized person in a coma, it doesn't feel anything. Means they say it is like a body is like a vegetable if as long as the mind is not working, right? A coma state,
Yeah,
mind is
see, they
blind.
are in sleep, but they are listening, their hearing and everything may be working. We don't know in a coma
Okay.
person. But
Ma'am,
basic,
one more answer. I feel like
yes,
we are
Sumi.
only, yeah, we are only identified with mind. We don't know other than mind. That other dimension, what we are, we do not have that experience.
You mean the self experience? We don't have
Yeah,
that.
we only think we are mind, and whatever mind is doing, I am doing. We feel that.
We think we are the body also, no, ma'am?
We also think we are the body. But now with knowledge,
world
like
is
we
the
And as
see
per the
perception.
exercise,
Hmm.
The
as per the
world is
exercise,
only in
we
our
do know
mind. No,
One
we
of
are
you,
not
one of
the
you.
main
Divya
body.
ji and then Bhargavi ji. Yes.
I mean, the world is
Okay.
only there in our mind. No, so if the mind chases, the world, the external world outside will cease for
Okay.
the ego also goes with the mind.
Is there an external world?
Probably,
In
ma'am.
my
The
mind.
mind creates it. The perception of the mind is what creates it.
Even while sleeping, ma'am, it happens that we are dreaming and suddenly we fall in the dream and we get up feeling that, okay, I have fallen and I have to get up. Then only you realize, okay, I didn't fall, it was in a dream. So situation.
Okay. Yes, Bhargavi ji.
As per the exercise you have done in the classes, like we observing our body, mind, thoughts, and beyond that, going beyond, and at a point we come and we become blank.
Yeah.
So that we have not yet realized that self.
Correct.
Up to that point, we know that it's mind.
So why only the mind is given is
So since we have not yet realized,
Hmm.
since we have not yet realized, whatever see, feel, everything is mind, intellect, memory, body.
Correct. So when we the earlier verse with Ramachandranji explained about the tanmatras there. The tanmatras is the smelling, the tasting, the the seeing, the hearing, the feeling, the thinking. So all of these are thoughts, are perceptions in the mind, in a way. Okay, when I say I am seeing something, I am hearing, I'm this thing, everything is happening in our mind. The image we are seeing in as the mind, and we are not seeing anything on the outside. Even the body is a perception in the mind only. Because when I touch it, I feel it. Where am I feeling it? When I am even not seeing it, I close my eyes. I feel it because I'm sitting on a chair. Or when the air, because the air is hitting it, or there is a temperature I'm feeling on the skin, and hence I feel that there is a body. The existence of the body is dependent on the existence of the tanmatras. For me. And the tanmatras are the perceptions in my mind. I may hear my heartbeat. Even when I go into a very subtle state of meditation, I will hear my heartbeat, dub dub. So I know the body exists. Where am I perceiving it? In the mind. So even this body is merely a perception. This world is merely a perception, and these eyes have been made in such a way that it is projecting a 3D image for us, like the virtual reality. On the screen, it is only 2D, but we are seeing everything as 3D.
So, ma'am, what you're basically saying is that mind is something that analyzes everything?
The mind is something that perceives even
Perceives
everything. When we say perception, it includes thinking, to feeling, to seeing, to hearing, to
every action.
smelling, to tasting, to everything. All of this is a perception. And why I say perception is because perception is not the reality. The way I perceive, the way I see things, I see a human in a certain way, a gross format. A snake will see it in a thermal format. So my subjective reality is called a perception. The snake's subjective reality is its perception. Are we clear on this perception?
Ma'am, then even no two individuals have the same perception, no?
No two individuals have the same perception.
It's not just species, even same species also.
Yes. So my individual perception and your individual perception in a certain situation is not the same. So when something is a perception, this should shake me. This is the very ground shaken from my feet, under my feet. That everything I am seeing is only a perception and not the reality at all. Everything is a perception in my mind. The eyes, the way the lens are made, I am seeing it. It doesn't mean like a baby will see probably chlorophyll floating around in a leaf. It will not see it as a shape because its lens is not fully formed yet. It will be seeing us humans in a very different way because its lens eyes are still not. After some time, it starts focusing and then the lens are formed. One by one, the senses start forming afterwards. So everything we perceive is, this is like a gross form. We are seeing it as solid. Just like when I am seeing a movie, few what do they call? One slide is put and then even the drawing cartoon, they depend on what is that called? There is a continuity between one frame to another, so it seems like a flow, but in reality it is multiple pictures. Good. So whatever we are seeing is only in our mind, and that does whatever is there as the mind, there is no reality to it. In the sense, it is only my perception and not the reality. So whatever is perceived through the senses and through the mind, whatever I see through the senses and the mind, we do not give it conclusive reality. Don't put a judgment. When I put a judgment, it is me holding on to a thought. When I have a desire, in my mind, I know this is a desire at this point in time. It's a perception. Okay, I can choose to go with it. I can choose to stay back. But now if I get attached to this desire and I say, oh, this is not happening for me, or I attach to this desire, some high level desire, and I say, I am not able to reach it, so I am not good enough. Now what I'm doing, based on one thought, which is actually fleeting, coming and going, I am holding on to that. And because of that, I am now attaching myself to the ego and saying, I am not good enough. I am not, this is my unfulfilled desire. Nobody is helping me with this. Or I have achieved my desire and hence I am so good. This is how you should achieve your desires. You do this and you do this and you do this, and then that's how, you achieve your desires. It is okay. Nothing wrong with that. But then if I get into an arrogance because of my desires, then it's okay. We can guide somebody, but we know that this desire is temporary right now and use my power of choice at that point in time. So as long as we hold, so it comes and it goes. Don't even hold on to the desire. If the desire to cook something nice today came, do it. But don't attach the expectation now. Like that. So desires come and go. Pleasure and pain come and go. They are part of the mind. There are only two things. When I am identified with the mind, it is the ego. When I am identified with the self, the true self, then there is reality. When I'm identified with the mind, there is perception. When I'm identified with the self, there is reality. Reality even in what I am hearing, what I am seeing, what I am thinking, what I am feeling, because I'm detached from it and I can see it from a distance. I'm not attached to it. So that is why it is very clearly saying attachment, desire, pleasure, pain, and so on are perceived to exist only as long as the mind functions. They are not perceived in deep sleep when the mind ceases to exist. They are submerged somewhere, but they come up as the mind. Therefore, they belong to the mind and not the Atman. So, to be very clear that I am not desiring it. It is the ego, the mind, which is having this desire. I am not seeking pain or pleasure. The pain or pleasure, the craving or the aversion is in the mind. It is not in me. This clarity. Absolute clarity here. If we have that, then I will not get attached to whatever is in the mind. Because I know the mind is like a cloud coming and going. Why hold on to it? So desire, pain, pleasure, raga, dvesha is part of the mind. It is not my. I am not desiring. I am not in pain. I am not in pleasure. The like is not my like. The like is not my or the dislike is not mine. What else is given? Desire, and so on. Everything that comes in that. So these are not me. I am only contentment, calm, composure, clarity. What other C? Compassion, confidence. This is my real nature. 6 C's I have told. Compassion, clarity, calm, composed. First I told something. Now it's not coming. Compassion, calm, composed, clarity,
Contentment.
confidence,
Contentment.
contentment. Contentment. 6 C's. When this is there, then I am in myself. When this is not there, I am in the mind. Practice. How many of us are doing the what would you say that affirmations before going to sleep and getting up in the morning? I am Nitya Mukta Atman. When I am in Mukta, Nitya Mukta, there is freedom from the mind. Which means there is freedom from desires, there is freedom from likes and dislikes, there is freedom from pleasure and pain. There is freedom from attachment to roles. There is freedom from attachment to doership. There is freedom from attachment to knowership. There is freedom from attachment to enjoyership. That's all. This we have to drive it in.
Ma'am, I am doing that not for half an hour, but it is helping me, ma'am. The morning I used to be more irritable. Now the irritability has come down.
Yeah, we have to, the moment we get up, we have to remind ourselves of ourselves, our true nature. The 7th chapter in, I don't know the shloka by heart, but in Bhagavad Gita, it talks about the higher nature and the lower nature. Maybe I can bring the Bhagavad, just give me a minute. I'll bring it. If anybody has it, can you read the 7.4? If you don't have it, I'll bring it up online. Wait, hold.
Seventh chapter, fourth shloka, right?
Yes, ma.
1 second.
Seven 7.4 to be
Yes.
read.
Ha, 7.4 and 7.5 we will see. So 7.4 it says Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayuhu Kham Mano Buddhirevacha Ahankara Itiyam Me Bhinna Prakriti Rashtadha. So Prakriti and Purusha. When we look at Prakriti and Purusha, it is in the 7th chapter, the way Krishna explains this is through Prakriti and Purusha. Purusha is the self and everything. So Purusha is the observer. And Prakriti is everything that is observed. Is this clear? Purusha is that which is seen, that is the seer, and everything that is being seen, or all the objects are called the Prakriti. So even the feeling is an object. The thought is an object. The taste is an object. What I'm seeing, the vision is an object. What I heard, that is an object. Everything is an object that is observed by the observer, which is the Purusha. So 8 components here, similar to this shloka, but it is bringing up 8 components of the Prakriti. Here it is saying, here Krishna is saying the Panchak Bhuta, earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and ego. These are 8 components of my material energy. And in the next shloka, he is talking about Apareya mitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. So he is talking about my inferior energy. This Prakriti, everything that we mentioned is my inferior energy, but beyond it, O mighty armed Arjuna, I have a superior energy. This is the Jiva Shakti, the soul energy, which comprises the embodied souls who are the basis of life in this world. So, what he is saying is, and the way Ramanacharana Tirtha Swamigal, he says, he talks is the higher nature and the lower nature. I took it up from this thing. So when I am the self, then what is the nature? The 6 C's and all we said, right? All that is the higher nature. And when I am identified with the mind, that is with Prakriti, it becomes my lower nature. I'd be getting identified with the desire, getting into Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. And all of this is my lower nature. So the moment we get up, at every point in time, the moment we get up in the morning, remind yourself that you are the higher nature. The moment we get up, we will remember a fight that came up the next day, the previous day, an emotion that we went to sleep with.
Since we are still in the at least I am still in the mental realm, can I do it as an affirmation?
Yes. See, you have to understand one thing. It is a mistake to say I am still in the mind. The Purusha is there within us, shining every moment through every soul. His divinity is lighting everything for us. At least intellectually, I know that. I may shift in and out. But when I sit and have we ever experienced ourselves when we have sat as an observer? Have we experienced ourselves beyond the desires, beyond the raga dvesha? So you know, When everything is in, now just sit in silence. Close your eyes also. Don't observe any sounds. Like a tortoise, retreat every sense into, like it retreats its limbs into its shell. Retreat all the senses into the, and just to be with the awareness alone. There is a silence you are observing, and then turn around. And who is the observer of this silence? That observer of this silence is you. So you are always there. The mind is like the moss on top of the water. When you move the moss, you see the water. When you remove your hand, the moss covers it again. But the water has not gone anywhere. You know that the water is always there, even when the moss has covered it. You may open your eyes. First of all, acknowledge that we have to acknowledge that I am not the mind, I am this self. By on constantly say, I'm still in the mind, I'm still in the mind, I am validating the mind more than validating the self. Which one will grow? Don't resist it, don't indulge in it, don't verbalize it, don't analyze it, don't justify it. Right? So at any time I'm reminded, I know how to go back to the self now. Isn't it? Is that possible for me by myself? I just have to remember. Even when the mind is something is, when I say I am in the mind, even when that is there, what is shining to show the mind, reveal the mind to us? Remember that. Without the light of the divine within us, we cannot even perceive the mind. We cannot even see the mind. To not, this is a beautiful statement somewhere I saw. Who had written this? To not acknowledge the self is to not acknowledge God. The self in us is God shining through us. He is the sun, and the self is the moon, which is taking that light and reflecting it to us. The light, in fact, is actually the sun's God's sun. So if we don't acknowledge the self, we don't acknowledge God. When we forget the self, we are forgetting God within us. But you had a question, Divya. Sorry. Question dissolved. I don't know how to ask it now that you're telling me not to talk about the mind only.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, like
Right now, I am not feeling any intense emotion.
What I'm saying is never say I am in my mind.
Okay.
I will never need to say it. We always say, I am trying to be with the self.
Okay. Work in progress.
What I want to happen, instead of negating the negative, acknowledge the positive. Instead of looking at a cup and saying it is half empty, look at it. It may mean the same, but talk about the half full. It changes my attitude completely. Right? It changes my attitude completely.
I want to share one thing.
Yes.
Today I called my son. He did not take phone for a long time, maybe 10 hours. I used to get irritated and some fear and all. Immediately I gave auto suggestion that I have come down to mind. I am not with self. So immediately it went off. I
Yeah.
got courage myself.
Correct.
So that auto suggestion, whenever we get feeling, either negative or positive. Just recognize that and give an auto suggestion that I have come down to mind level. It works.
Yes. So remember, the moment you get up in the morning, or whenever, like Bhargavi ji, whenever you have remembered that, express your gratitude. Today you gave me the power to remember you. And remember that, then acknowledging my mind and saying, today I did not forget. I am forgetting again and again. I'm forgetting again and again. So then you're strengthening the mind, you're strengthening the ego. To say, today you gave me the power to remember you. Oh God. One day, once in 10 days also no problem. But that will increase. That will get powered. That vasana will stay with you. Instead of I am not getting, that vasana will. You choose which vasana you. It's all about a power of choice. You choose which way you want to build your vasana. Do you want to be with God more? First of all, that is there. That should be there. That mumukshutva, to be with Him. Is that there first? If that is there, then if that should be increasing, then this is the only way. By feeling grateful for every time. Out of 10,000 times, one time I remember that. That's instead of saying I'm not remembering. That day Sunita ji said she had one little experience, a glimpse where she went beyond the intellect and could perceive, but after that it's not happening. Instead of saying it's not happening, that one time it happened, that was your grace. Thank you, God. That's all. Okay. They're all regular reminder only, everything. That is why I'm asking these questions to you now.
What happened to Sunita once? She went beyond intellect, right?
No, she was saying something once when you want to share that, Sunita ji.
Yeah, ma'am. Like I was telling, you asked us to do an like assignment or something. Whenever we are feeling, check who is thinking that, who is that. So every time I used to meditate, I used to think who is thinking, who is listening, who is breathing. So every time I used to feel like I am breathing, breathe in, breathe out in meditation. Once, maybe I usually meditate for a longer time, like more than 40 minutes, like that. Once it happened, once only it happened, like I am not breathing, I am still, and breathing is happening automatically. Once I had that experience, then I understood, oh, Aarti ma'am, but it was in the meditation only, but I remembered, oh, this is what ma'am was telling. I am not breathing is happening. I am not breathing. That experience, that glimpse I had. But again, so next time, again, it is I am breathing.
Yeah,
Continue.
you have that, it's a, how do you say? You go beyond the intellect, it just reveals itself. It has to reveal itself. And that's just a grace, a small, nothing like a big, that is, the bigger experience is very different. But this makes us feel that we have gone beyond the intellect. But we have to keep, the thing is, what is the question she asked? Oh, I am the one observing the breathing. Who is breathing? Who is breathing? That I have to keep pointing to myself, like Ramana Maharishi keeps saying. I am feeling very sad. I have this problem. Who is feeling sad? He will tell. That reminder, simple reminder to saying, who is this? So to get that reminder in the morning and at night when we go to sleep. So like we say, this is book of life. In life, it should translate to us. We can know lots of scriptures, we can know everything, and we can make wonderful connection. We can, the beautiful poetry and everything. It is very nice. I can know a lot of things intellectually, but if it doesn't translate in my life, everything that I have studied is wasted. That is most important. That is why I have focus in the class. It is repeatedly telling, but at night, make sure you go to sleep, reminding yourself that I am calm, composed, confident, all the 6 C's in the morning. So whenever you are feeling disturbed, again say, I am calm, composed, clarity, whatever. Even looking at the mirror, they say even better, but wherever you are, just step back for a moment. Just not in the while you are in the mind. Don't do that. Step back from the mind for a moment. Just quieten the mind and say, I am calm, I am composed, I am. Yes. Keep repeating, I am confident. Whenever there is, because that remind yourself of your true nature, which is the higher nature. Disconnect from that lower nature and connect to the higher nature within you. Slowly, slowly, the lower nature will lose its hold on you. Just a reminder. If quietly I have to remind, it may be difficult, so use these words. Slowly breathe, keep breathing and say, I am calm, I am composed, and I am full of clarity, I am compassionate, I am contented, and all of this keep telling, because that is the higher nature. When you are doing an activity, first start with saying, I know nothing, I have nothing, I do nothing. Whatever I am because of you. And then do the activity. So the ego is taken away that moment. That's all. Okay. Shall we move on to the next verse? Any other thoughts, any questions, anything you would like to share? Should I ask some more questions? Do you want questions or do you not want questions?
Okay. I think next class you can ask more questions.
What, Divya? We'll move on. Is it time?
Yeah,
It's
ma'am, you should
already-
ask questions.
Oh, it's already time. I'll ask questions next.
Yeah.
Om Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayah sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkhabad bhavet. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Anybody who would like to take up the 13th verse next class? Don't look at it as like a performance or like a presentation. It is not that. It is your own manana. It is not about who is doing. If the mind is going in, somebody is doing like this, can I do like this? Will I be okay? Cut it off right now, because there is only you. The other is only playing in your mind, if it is something like that. So if we can do it for our manana, it is one verse. Anybody who wants to do it, please take it up. It needs, Divyaji will take. Okay. 13th verse, okay. Okay. Next week, somebody please become ready. The week after. Okay. we'll close the session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Hari Om.